Now, when last we left off, you had made it to Megaros, and even though you had a place to stay with Anya, our two horse warriors have opted to stay near their horses in the stables, which brought about a kind of an awkward interaction. Afterwards, Anya insisted that everybody bathe since you smelled like horses, having slept on the stable floor. And so, as you make your way to the bathhouse that you've chosen is a rather exquisite bathhouse. And as you make it there, the bathhouse is the finest in the city. Very few of the city's bathhouses can compete with it. As you make your way in, you are encouraged to strip down into your fall clothes, and then once you're given towels, you can strip down the rest of the way. And there is a shared bathing area. There are plenty of pools, but the first pool that you come across is one in which there is a man who is surrounded by servants. He has currently 3 massaging like his neck and his arms simultaneously. There's a few other people in the pool on the far side of it. There is a woman who is sitting alone. She has sunken in almost down to her chin, and she is it seems like she's just simply relaxing, not really being pampered in any way.
And there's an old man doing laps. He's got a pot belly, he's very hairy, and he's doing laps on the other side of the pool from everybody else and not talking to anyone. Right?
No, because this is this is far too fine an establishment for anyone to tolerate that kind of behavior.
No random grandpas allowed.
That's right.
But what if it was a really rich old grandpa?
Yeah. It's just not going to be tolerated. These pools are not for swimming.
Pick out a paying customer.
Well, he should have his own pool.
Exactly.
If he's truly that way.
It's not the same.
Exactly.
You got to be able to flash people.
Exactly. We're a tiny white Speedo.
Yep, same wavelength.
Included in your package is actually the hirelings, who are servants who are able to work on your muscles or fetch things or whatever you like. Before the person who helped you at the front desk sends you on your way, he says, "Now, there is a couple of VIPs that are currently bathing. Well, you're welcome to join them. They haven't requested the space be exclusive, but you best mind yourself around them. They hold a lot of sway in the city."
I nod to the guy and I say I appreciate it.
He nods back and turns you loose on the establishment. For me to actually set the scene, this is a bathhouse that has actually been built into the stone. So many of the pools actually go into tunnels and kind of crisscross. So there's plenty of spaces that you could find that would be more private. But this area is the only area that has easy access to the solid ground, I guess. So for those being pampered by servants, it's easiest to just stay here at the opening where they get in. But you are welcome to go in deeper and find a more private area. So with all that said, it's hot, it's steamy, and it is
Oh, it's
quite.
hot and steamy, all right.
Yeah, actually, you have all stripped down, which I'm sure that makes Altani uncomfortable. But on the other hand,
Riley.
given the teasing relationship between Tamir and Anya, I'm actually quite curious about your reactions to one another.
I definitely stripped down. I am not necessarily thinking about. Actually, here's the deal. What kind of endowment am I working with? What kind of body?
That's a great question. If you don't have an opinion right off the bat, I'll have you roll me a d8.
Here I go. I'll take it.
What'd you get?
Got a 5. You know,
So your towel is just over 5 inches long.
let's go. Well, I don't know. Maybe I should.
So
use my inspiration.
it's got you covered. Don't worry.
Either way, I am definitely, as I see, my gosh, got your name, Anya. As I see, Anya begin to undress, I definitely blush and turn the other way, out of respect.
Very respectful.
But
Well played.
yeah, but I am looking for any reflective material in the direction I'm looking at.
And 2 steps back. Is Anya doing the same?
Let's say Anya has no, I guess, shame with things like modesty and what she's been in. She's familiar with the culture of Megaros, has lived there for a while, and I think the Fae tend not to care as much. And so she's definitely like not shy about it at all. She's just enjoying her time. She even goes and is like, squeezes one of his cheeks just
Tamir yelps
Ace?
loudly.
Ace cheeks?
no.
This is important. Okay.
I'm like,
Oh
"They're so
gosh.
massive."
Well, okay. Tamir, reaction,
Connie,
please.
As she sees Anya going to do this, she's like turning around and hightailing it towards the opposite end of wherever they are. She's going the opposite direction from them.
Okay.
As she turns around and starts hightailing it, Tamir is so surprised, so shocked
Falls in the pool.
that he actually is like he starts calling for his sister. He's like, "Yep, same idea. We're going. We're leaving."
No, don't follow me. Don't follow me. Stop it.
At this point,
don't-
as you say that, he slips and falls in because he was like, "What?" Like you told me to stop.
It's like no running around the pool signs, and you definitely ran and slipped.
Yeah, did I hit anything? On
Good
these-
question. Let's go ahead and resolve this in order. So let's start off with when Anya goes over to do this, the person who's sitting on the far side of the pool, the woman, she actually opens her eyes with a and she has this massive like smirk on her face, and she kind of like shakes her head at you guys. It's the look she's giving is one of experience, and you can tell that she's just kind of like nodding like, young love. And the striking thing about her is as she opens her eyes, she is beautiful, but Her right eye is this glowing purple iris, and on the left, a foresty green one. And you can the way it seems to peer into your soul is kind of passively intimidating. Like, she's not doing anything, but it is it gives her this appearance of force behind her gaze. And as you chase after Altani, and then Altani turns you away, and you slip into the pool. Go ahead and make a dexterity save for me.
Okay.
See how badly you cracked your head open.
And then you had a question, Lissa?
Just said how bad he beefed it. I was just
yeah.
adding
Gotcha.
in my 2 cents.
23.
was a
So
graceful-
you slip in, but your instincts from fall training that you necessarily have for just in case you fall off the horse kicks right in, and you avoid any kind of serious injury, but you are completely dunked. So if you were planning on not getting your hair wet, it's too late.
Yeah.
Hair's long hair
definitely.
now is like sticking to him, and it's got that full length, no wave to it anymore.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly his reaction as he gets out. He's just like, oh, hate this. Yeah. As he's trying to part it on his face so he can breathe.
The man being pampered opens his eyes. It looked like he was dozing before this, and as you make a splash, he opens his eyes, shakes his head, and heaves a sigh.
I simply play kind of low as to not disturb him. Apologies, sir. I didn't mean to disturb you.
He turns to you and says, "You're not from around here, are you?"
No. No, I mean, yeah, no, I'm not.
He waves off his servants, sits up, no longer reclining in the water, and he says, "We don't get too many visitors out here in Megaros, except adventurers sometimes. Are you, an adventurer then? Wilders don't tend to have the coin and make it into this kind of establishment."
I say no. I'm not with the guild. I say my name is Tamir. I am son of blank warlord.
Artsu.
Artsu, son of Artsu, from the steppes of Leyland, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
I see. Leyland. Yeah, I do think I know where that is. One of the great divine cities. That's across the Sea of Fire, isn't it?
It is. It is.
Must have been an arduous journey, and you can see as he starts to edge a bit closer to you. Doesn't seem like a hostile motion, but his eyes have a predatory look to them.
I say, somewhat guardedly, treacherous journey for some.
Fascinating. And he looks over from you to Altani, and then his eyes catch Anya, who, have you gotten in the water yet, Anya?
I don't think so. She's not wearing a towel because she has no.
Yeah, no shame.
Yeah.
He brazenly looks you up and down, And he says, "You travel in fine company, it seems."
Well, we're fine people.
Anya winks at the guy from behind, just
Just to cause
Trouble,
chaos. Yeah.
He gives a confident smirk. And he says, "Interesting. Do you plan on heading back anytime soon?"
Not for a while. There's much to see.
Shame. Well, I might be able to change your mind.
I'm intrigued.
I am of the Senate of Megaros, and I'd very much like for you to attend our next meeting.
I see. That and I look over at Altani, just to see her reaction, and I say, "That might be, we might be able to fit that into the schedule."
I feel like Altani is not paying attention to him. She does not want to see him naked, so she is not looking your direction. She is ignoring you as hard as she possibly can.
As step siblings, we've never shared like a yurt. It's never been like
Half siblings. Half siblings.
all right.
Also, we definitely did, but I feel like as soon as you were like 7, she was like, "Okay, you put a blanket over your head while I changed. Then I will put a blanket over my head while you change."
Perfect. Yeah.
Would... Okay, that's actually kind of an interesting question. I don't know that you would have, though, because, right, like, you were next in line to the chiefdom, and so I feel like Tamir actually would have been with his mom, right? Like, I don't know that, your dad would have taken him in. He already had an heir, and it's not like he would have done so out of goodwill. So actually, you probably did, well, you probably interacted quite a bit. You did not sleep in the same tent, probably ever, until you left late.
Okay, so extra reason.
Yes, there you go.
Okay.
Okay.
is intermarrying normal in that culture? Within, like, to keep bloodlines in the same vein?
That is a great question. The short answer is no. But Magterra is a rather young world, and so bloodlines don't tend to be super important unless if it's a god loop. So he says, "You fascinate me, Tamir. Why don't you share your exploits of the Sea of Fire?" "Well, my servants help you relax." And as he waves them over, he says, "You look tense. You could probably use a massage."
Yeah. Being a little bit more arrogant, he definitely doesn't balk at this at all. He accepts it immediately. And what do I say of the Sea of Fire?
It certainly would have been a difficult journey, and you probably had to fight a fair amount of monsters. It is incredibly hot. It is a desert, not a literal lake of fire, but it gets to ungodly temperatures during the day. Sometimes you guys traveled it in winter, so you probably didn't experience such a harsh day, but in the summertime, the days can be up to 200 degrees.
Okay, I tell him, I say, imagine scalding heat and not an ounce of moisture to be found.
Yes, I hear only the druids of Arhu brave the wastes.
And then, are these like dunes? Like, are there dunes of sand?
Yeah. It's a
Okay.
sandy desert.
Then, taking a page out of my my good friend Marco Polo's book, I tell him of a whistle or a whining sound that drives men insane as they cross for how long? Months across this sea.
Yeah,
It was
it would have been
yeah.
almost 2 months crossing the Sea of Fire, if I'm not mistaken. I'll double check that on the map.
I think that's what we worked it out to be because we were looking at it not long ago.
Okay. And I tell him of this mysterious whistling, as if the sands speak. And tell him that a good way to stay sane is to use whatever instruments you have and incorporate it into music in order to keep your sanity about you.
Fascinating. Then it is as dangerous a place as the stories say. And as there's some time passes as you're just chatting with each other. Tamir and I assume Altani as well. Your servants are just kind of standing around, like not sure what to do, since I'm sure you're not sure what to do with them.
Yes, I feel like Altani eventually is like, I feel like eventually Altani is like, you could get me some soap, maybe?
And Anya, who's already
I feel like
comfortable,
that's all she can think of to do.
and Anya, who's already comfortable with this environment, has a servant or two helping her with washing her hair and whatnot as she's enjoying herself, massaging her and such.
Excellent. Feeling refreshed, go ahead and take a point of inspiration, Tamir and Anya.
Oh man.
Also, maybe make a Constitution saving throw, Tamir, to not fall asleep on the massage table.
Oh, saving throw?
That's right.
Okay.
And then I want to hear from Altani next.
I'm out like a light. Yeah, it's good.
Altani, you go to the far side of the pool, and that means you're over by where the woman is seated, and almost pointedly so, she's on the opposite side of the pool from Hector, the senator.
Altani kind of like looked over to her at the side and is like, "Hi, I'm new around here. I really don't know what's appropriate or not. Is chatting in the bathhouse a regular thing, or is that a?" And she like gives a half glance over her shoulder back towards where Tamir and the other dude is. It's like, or is that a rude people do that kind of thing?
She turns her piercing gaze on you and says, "You're gonna do something, do it with confidence. You're already speaking, so if it is a violation of propriety, then it is already violated. Make your decisions and live with them."
Altani nods slowly and says, "Fair enough."
There it is again. Do you have an opinion or not?
Altani's back definitely stiffens at that.
There it is. I thought I saw backbone in you. You have the walk of a warrior, but you have the stammer of a coward.
Anya overhears this and is like, oof.
Hey, Mir.
Tawny.
Doors in the background.
yeah. Yeah, but it's a mocking snore in the background. Just the sibling senses tingling.
Well, Tawny, with her back now straight, says, "All right, you're looking for the warrior. Warrior you shall have. I am new in town, and I wanted to get to know some people. Part of why we're here at this bathhouse and not just with whatever old people are in more common bathhouses. I also felt a little safer here. Besides, this is on my brother. I made him pay for me." So,
She stands up in the water and puts out a hand to shake.
Altani grasps it firmly. Good handshake.
I am Queen Ilia.
Your Majesty, she gets down on one knee.
No.
suffocates.
It's not like that. I'm one of the battle queens of Megaros. I am priestess of Ere.
A fellow warrior, then, I see.
Indeed. So, regale me with tales of battle. Have you seen it?
I have, although I've heard that Megaros has glorious tales of battle. I don't know that I would call these glorious. And she goes on to tell stories of some of the raids she's been on, how her father raised her on a horse with a bow in her hand and the glaive on her back. And she goes on to tell her more about the skirmishes they had with other wilders and going up against the walls of Leylun and the interactions she's had with them. And goes on to talk about how I feel like she definitely goes on to talk about how she felt like it was not honorable and how that is part of why she is on this journey to begin with. Why she is so far from home is to find a more honorable place to put her skills to use. More honorable way to put her skills to use.
I see. Yes. This should be the way of it. We earn our place in this world by carving out a space for ourselves. I do not think that many of the gods from other cities see it as Ere does.
Altani nods thoughtfully and says, I myself have pledged myself to our goddess. She is a hearth goddess of the fire, among other things, but I felt that my father has disrespected her ways. It does not feel like the traditions of our forefathers. And she shakes her head.
I see, she says in response. And I should clarify briefly. Well, you do light a hearth in honor of the goddess.
Oh, it's not of the hearth. She's just the goddess of fire.
She is the goddess of primordial fire. According to your tribe's traditions,
that's my bad.
It is the fire that caused the entirety of Magterra to come into being. Although many gods claim that they were the primary creator of the world. However, your god has very little interaction with your tribe, unlike the ones from the city-states.
Gotcha.
Yeah, just wanted to clarify that, make sure that was excellent. And she says, so, was it your god then that taught you the ways of war?
No, she does not speak with mere mortals the way your goddess seems to. She is more of a eternal presence. She is in all, so to speak.
Fascinating. You'll have to tell me more. And she happily speaks with you for some time, for she decides that it is time for her to go, and she dismisses herself and tells you once more that it was a pleasure to meet you, and that she is surprised to find a kindred spirit from halfway across the world. But she doesn't really press you for more information other than really just your tales as a warrior.
Altani, I feel like, is definitely stepping away from this interaction. Like, my gosh, that is the coolest woman I've ever met in my life.
And to be
Like
fair,
that
you're
lady
right.
goes hard.
She is.
She's like, have a new mother figure to look to.
Now let's turn to Anya. As you are relaxing in the pool, is there anything else you would like to expand on or do before we move forward to other things?
I don't think so, but I do think she'll comment to Altani. She's like, dang, that woman had a rockin' bod. Because she's just admires the relative beauty of, and it doesn't matter the gender. She's just like, sheesh. And she's like, I gotta get farm routine, because she had like farms, I imagine.
She did indeed. However, she had a grace about her too. Her beauty was almost unnatural. It reminded you of some of the beauty of the Fey Lords that you would have experienced back in your birth city. Which they have this like alluring presence and beauty that, like I said, is almost unnatural, that you can't quite place your finger on it, but they are incredibly attractive.
Yeah, she well, I guess that's just what she says that out loud to Altani. Because
Altani definitely nods, and she was like, yeah, actually, dang it, I definitely should have asked her for her arm routine. You're totally right. Shoot. I feel like she would be a great person to ask about, like, what she does for her workouts. Shoot. Like, Altani is definitely, like head in hand, like, oh, man. Oh, man, I should have... Oh, man, I wish you would, like, actually been... I wish you would input. Dang it.
As this interaction is going on, Hymir has woken up and is walking over just behind and overhears it stark naked. And what happened? He's over his shame of the pool.
Altani is not. She is definitely like, go away.
I will
when
be,
I have my clothes on.
I will be waiting. Just came to tell you I'm getting out.
Hands on hips, legs spread.
Yeah. And
I would have figured it out once I had realized that you would stop snoring.
He then departs, puts on his clothes, and is waiting in the kind of like lobby area where he talked to the guy before.
Excellent. Altani, you can take inspiration, not for relaxation, but because you've been inspired to try a new workout routine.
Nice. I love it.
Now that you smell better, the rest of the day passes with an exploration of the city. Now, you've been to Leyland, and Leyland has, in its own way, its own majesty that is not really comparable to what you see here. The sprawling city feels very different, as it is quite urban compared to the portions of Leyland that you're used to visiting. Leyland often has mostly farmland on the lower portions of the mountain, and it's not until you get to the upper portions of the mountain that things start becoming more refined. But here in Megaros, it's a bit more eclectic, and the city itself doesn't really have any rural bits to it. The farmland is all on the outskirts, from without the walls of Megaros. and the equally ornate. Its style is so different and foreign to you that it feels exotic and exciting. The massive stone pillars, brightly colored statues, far more statues than you're used to, and with way more color than you're used to in Leyland. And many of the gods have these grand statues to them that tower over portions of the cities. They are bronze, and some of that shows through on exposed bits, like a sword held in the statue's hand, or sometimes where the paint has eroded, although it seems that most are well kept enough that that kind of thing wouldn't stay for long. You spend most of your day passing the time, seeing the sights, and finally it's time to rest once more. Is there anything else that you need to take care of before the Senate meeting? And I guess actually, most importantly, are you accepting the invitation?
I definitely.
I feel like. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I definitely bring it up to all the group.
Did he invite all of us or just Aaron's character?
Honestly, I think he just invited my character, but I'm not going without you guys. So depending on what you say, that makes a big difference to me.
It was everybody, and he seemed to care most of all if Anya showed up, but it was everybody.
I do stop in to I'm seeing a lot of people with like really cool hair, and I'm like, should I cut it? Should I not? But I'm not making a decision. I'm gonna go with my long hair, but it's just something that he's like, he is so enamored by the like the foreign nature and the beauty of this town that it's like he wants to get caught up in it.
Yeah.
But
just that urge to meld with the culture and make it an experience.
yeah. But he says to both Anya and Altani, do you think we should go? I mean, the whole point of going to the bathhouse was obviously to make connections, but something about the way he was looking at me made me feel his intentions might not have been pure.
Well, it's just a senator meeting, isn't it? Not like he's gonna murder us in front of the whole Senate.
Well, Tawny is like, she's definitely thinking about it. She's like, okay. I think Anya's right. I don't think we're gonna get shanked on the Senate floor. Based off of your description of the interaction, I feel like the dude is sketchy, but I feel like it would be a disservice to us to not try and figure out what his angle is.
I agree with that.
I think this is our best shot of figuring out what it is he wants, so that we can decide whether we want to steer clear or if we want to maybe try and take advantage of this opportunity for the business's sake. I'm thinking we probably won't do that, just based off of how weird the vibes were, but I mean, you never know.
Yeah,
We could always meet somebody else there who isn't sketchy.
Yeah, we don't know this culture. It's we might as well
Maybe
just
they're
go
all sketchy.
open-minded.
Actually, no, I take that back. They're not all sketchy. There's
However,
at least one of them who is not.
I believe at least Tamir, I think he's going to go in with a strong face. So even though he wants to get swept up in the culture of Megaros, he thinks that it would be smarter to appear I guess in his own culture's way, to be strong, in the face of the unknown and strangers.
All right. Are you going to attempt to visit the Adventurers Guild before you go to the Senate meeting? Or do you want to resolve the Senate meeting first?
Let's resolve the Senate meeting first, and we'll worry about the what's it later. Adventurers Guild.
So you spend the night, I assume, back at Anya's place, so that you don't smell like horse in the morning.
Reluctantly,
Yeah.
Altani does do it because she's thinking about how much money we spent at the bathhouse, and even though it was Tamir's money that she spent, she still feels bad about it.
Tamir definitely he took the saddle from the stable because he can't be apart from at least the saddle. And he also did take some hay that he's putting on whatever surface he's sleeping on, in order to, make it feel more like home.
Anya's like, oh, what are you doing? That is disgusting. I just cleaned this place.
Tamir looked her in the eye as he smears more hay over the bed surface.
I assume Anya's having you sleep on the floor.
I feel like Altani does not do that, but she definitely wishes she was. She just has a little more decorum.
I just like you better watch out when you don't want to get on a Faye's bad side. You might end up with poison ivy in your pants.
Yeah,
And then she,
I'm good. Yeah, Altani's like, I'm good. You don't have to curse me or something. I won't get hay anywhere.
Honestly, it makes sense. Altani has probably spent more time in Leyland than Tamir has.
Probably. Especially if she was going with her dad in any sort of diplomatic or quote-unquote diplomatic relations sort of visits with her dad, which I feel like Tamir would not have gone on.
Correct. Yeah, so you went there initially for those, and then had other visits later for your own personal reasons.
Personal visits.
Yeah, Tamir has always slept in or next to, like, around the horses. But also he just has he has a bed fur that he hunted for himself. And it's, it is very dear to him.
It's very dear to him.
Oh, well, Tony, you kill me. That is a killer joke in the steps. You'd have to be there, honestly.
Literally killer. It did kill him.
Run it again.
Vespera says, "Oh, I get it," and you realize that she has just shown up in your house.
Altani definitely jumps like 3 feet in the air.
And she says, it is customary to, make a offering at the hearth, kind of like a welcoming gift for your home, and you haven't been here in some time. I just thought I would encourage you to do so.
Anya's
Yes,
nose
came here. Do
crinkles.
so.
Anya's nose crinkles, and you can tell she's like intentionally not done anything with the hearth.
I cut a small corner off of my beloved sleeping fur, and I go and set it.
She looks over at the offering and says, "This meant a lot to you. A fine offering." And she seems a bit taken aback, honestly. And she nods, and she all of a sudden takes on a far more serious look, and she turns to Anya and says, "I am sorry for coming in unannounced, but I heard that you are attending a meeting tomorrow.
We think so.
You haven't forgotten my warning, have you?"
Definitely not. For sure. Wouldn't do
Anya
that.
just rolls her eyes. It's like, don't look at me.
I
Right, Tamir?
may have forgotten. And he seems a little embarrassed, but he is honest.
She says, "Wilders often can't understand city politics. Tamir, have you ever gone swimming in one of the rivers near Avalier?"
I have not, Vespera.
They have these currents sometimes. The waters will appear glossy smooth, but the current beneath the surface is strong enough to drag you under. Politics in the cities are like this. Things seem calm on the surface, but you must take care, because the things that happen behind the scene have the ability to overwhelm, shall we say.
I ask her if she is familiar with the man I was speaking with.
Yes, Hector of the Senate. All of the Senate is familiar to us. The gods nominate them for their tenure on the Senate.
I somewhat arrogantly say, "He hasn't killed a man, has he?"
I honestly couldn't say if he has or hasn't. Anya, I apologize for violating the sanctity of your home. I shall not do so again in the future.
Anya nods a bit less annoyed with her.
And she says, "I would not like to see my newest worshipper be caught unaware in the city. Sure, the dangers aren't likely to harm you physically, but that makes them no less dangerous. Take care and guard your tongue."
Tamir, with his upbringing, he feels he doesn't fully grasp the danger that he could be in. As where he comes from, it could be far more literal. But he contemplates on it as she speaks.
When you offered up the grapes, or olives, I'm sorry, not grapes. When you offered up the olives, they were burnt up in the hearth fire. But Vespera walks over and picks up your offering of the piece of the fur, and she actually puts it in a pouch. And she says, again, guard your tongues. That is the best guard your tongues. That is the best advice I could give you when dealing with politics. Say only what you have to, and don't admit to anything with a surety. Dance around the subject, like you're stalking prey. You never want to get too close.
This Tamir understands innately. And he begins to connect the dots.
She nods and says, I thought that might help. Again, Anya, I am sorry. I, of all people, should know the sanctity of the hearth.
Anya says all is forgiven.
And then she says, but it was so nice to see all of you. And she kind of skips towards the door.
Wait.
She skids to a stop.
Hold on. I have a question. The lady I spoke with today. You know her?
Who did you speak with?
She was the queen, shoot, I forget her name. She had one green eye and one glowing purple one. She was really cool, very shredded.
Queen Ilia.
Yes. Do you know what she does in the gym? I don't bulk up like she does, and I think maybe if I did her gym routine, maybe I could bulk up. Shot in the dark.
I'm sorry, I don't know it myself, but I do know that she trains on the at the gymnasium.
And just anybody go to the gymnasium?
Depending on which one in the city. Some of them are privately owned, but many of them are not.
Tamir says, it's your turn to pay, sister.
You're not coming.
Oh, what? That's exactly his response. He's actually shocked that you'd stiff him this time to...
Wait. Do they do gym stuff naked too?
Yes.
You're not coming.
Oh, no.
And Anya's like, don't worry, we can go to a different gym. Bats her eyelashes.
Vespera, flushes. Her cheeks get all rosy red, and she says, I have to go.
Oh. Okay.
And she
Bye.
hurries out the door.
I thought they were not so uptight about being naked here.
Yeah, but, hearth fire, it's a little much. I don't know. Is she not also a goddess of fertility?
No, she is not.
Okay.
Not every female goddess is a goddess of fertility, Aaron.
Yeah. What happens to usually be joined with hearth fire? Homemaking.
You know what that sounds like to me, Aaron? Sexist.
Whoa!
That's right, I said it.
Go ahead and quickly, this is what we'll wrap up with tonight. Go ahead and make a religion check, Amir or Anya.
Who has better religion? Let's see. You got +5. Go ahead.
Should I do it?
Yeah, do it.
Tamir, because he's making assumptions, and Anya, because she's actually been to Megaros in the past.
12.
So actually, you did pay attention. The station of the gods in the city, while Vespera is the goddess of the hearth, home, light, and fire. It is actually Ede, goddess of war, who is also goddess of love and beauty and marriage.
Let's go.
See, that's how you be not sexist, Aaron.
Whoa. Okay.
You kill people and you make people
I don't know.
horny.
I think this is assuming that all...
Exactly.
What about the children born out of wedlock? Are they forsaken in this society?
Yes. I'm just kidding. No, actually, orphans would definitely fall under the category of Vespera. However, there isn't a dedicated god to such things. Just that usually for broken homes, that would be Vespera's Elio. Unless if they died in battle, in which case it would fall under either Ere or Ao. the two
Dang.
gods of war.
Hard world for an orphan. I'll tell you what.
And before we end, I just so I don't forget with the next session, I want to say that Anya's gonna have laid out for the next day, because she knows that the senator, like that she caught the senator's eye. She's gonna lay out one of her like kind of slinkiest little dresses, and it's still very like, you know, a natural kind of like a thin linen or whatever that's like almost sheer, you know. It's probably like a white or a cream or something, but it dips down around her wings, but has like little sleeves, but it's like off shoulder, so it's like barely hanging on top, and it goes low on her back, and it's split up the leg or something, and she's just like, you know, gets a perfume bottle next to it too.
Excellent. Thank you so much for joining us for Toss the Dice. We hope you enjoyed the episode, and we'll see you next time.